greet the midcourt as well as the coaches. It's a big moment for all of these players and coaches because, you know, the World Championships only come around every 4 years. And for Serbia, really, this is a team that nobody expected to be here. The refereeing crew for tonight from the Czech Republic, Indonesia, and Costa Rica. Well, folks, it's the FIBA World Championship for women. We're in Turkey, and it's all been very exciting in the first couple of days. Both of these teams, Serbia and the United States, are going to face each other after getting wins in their openers. The United States winning convincingly, although they had some trouble with China early on. And also Serbia just blowing out Angola. What do you think about the Serbia lineup?
Well, the Serbian lineup has strength and depth. Many players will know, people will know, Jelena Ivanovic. She plays in the WNBA, she has great experience. She was the top performer yesterday, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. She takes her place in the starting lineup, unsurprisingly. The backcourt of the Dabovic sisters, you know, also Butliha on the point guard position. The question is going to be Adjikovic on the inside. How is she going to deal with this hugely athletic and strong front line of the US?
Well, that's a change from last night because Krnkic started. So Adjikovic in there. Now for the USA, I'm not sure that's really going to change anything that they want to do. They just worry about themselves. With Maya Moore, you know, take your pick. Tina Charles is a real terror, and for me, she's the problem for Serbia because she's going to get in there and control the boards.
Yeah, I mean, it's pick your poison with the US team. 12 players yesterday, all played, no one more than 24 minutes. Everybody played double figures, so you can almost start any 5 you want from the 12 players. So Bird and Tarazi in the backcourt. Maya Moore was very good yesterday in many facets of the game. 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And then in the inside, Charles and Griner, that combo, very tough to match up with.
You also have some great players like Mika Ogumagay coming in, who is fantastic talent.
Yeah, I mean, the scout on the US is pretty easy. It's the execution against the scout because you know turnovers are a key. You have to look after the ball. You have to try and force them into it. You know, you've got to control the boards. You've got to stop them getting out on the break, and you can't let their bench, you know, really impact the game. Doing something about it is very difficult indeed, though.
Well, Angel McCauley and Anna Dabovic, a couple of players that usually have a big input on the games. McCauley's an interesting player. She likes to play fast. She crashes the boards. You know, she'll take the occasional three-pointer. She's multi-faceted. Tough player to go up against.
That's exactly it. She makes it hard for you to guard her. She can score in a variety of ways. She's not afraid of contact. She'll do anything she can to get points on the board, and she knows that's what she does for her team. So, you know, she's played 2 major championships for the US. She scored double figures in both, or average double figures in both. And yesterday she had double figures off the bench there as well.
So it's all Marina Malkovich for the Serbians. And here's Gino Oriema, the coach, has led USA for gold medals in the 2010 FIBA World Championship for women in the Czech Republic, and then 2 years ago at the Olympics. And
we throw it up ahead.
Sorry, in the Czech Republic they won the world title, and in London they won the gold medal as well at the Olympics.
Let's not run fist slip right away. All right? Let's let them see fist drag.
Coaches in Connecticut, coaches in the big games, but you can just feel when talking to him the excitement that he has about being involved with USA basketball and being involved in international basketball. It's kind of a different frontier. USA started as favorites against a lot of these teams, very similar to his UConn teams. I mean, there aren't many teams that go out and play UConn and live the tale, really, to talk about it.
I think he's used to the pressure of being a front runner by now. You know, back-to-back national championships for UConn in the last 2 years alone makes them, you know, a target every time they step foot on the floor, and it's the same with USA basketball. He does a tremendous job. He doesn't have a lot of preparation with his team, but you know, a lot of the girls he's coached before when they've been younger. They've come through his UConn system, so he knows them and he has that relationship with them already.
FIBA World Championship for Women game between USA and Serbia. We're in Istanbul at the Apeche. And Taurasi gets it to Griner early on. USA winning the opening tip. Charles gets in there. And Milovanovic affected that shot. Milica Dabovic gets inside on the fast break, misses, and now quickly the other way is the USA. Entry pass. Charles passes it back outside the Bird. And Maya Moore is able to throw it off from Milovanovic.
You see Dabovic holding the head. The referees absolutely missed one here. Watch her get hit on the head. You can see the head go backwards. They missed the call there for sure. It was a good start from Serbia and showed their intention to run early.
She was talking to the referee. You can see right there, saying she was hit, but a couple of times she was shaky start here from Milovanovic. Ball going out of bounds off her again.
Positive signs from Serbia. They forced the US to the outside, but they haven't secured the rebound.
Well, that's the problem that we were talking about earlier today, which we can discuss in a minute, but Butaliha just reaches in and takes it away from Maya Moore. And she gives it back to Ana Dabovic. Adjakovic is out from behind the arc, and she gets it to Milovanovic. Milovanovic will know a lot of these players as well. She's played against them in the EuroLeague women.
Yeah, and in the WNBA, she, of course, coming off a season with the Washington Mystics. It's going to be interesting to see the way Serbia play this one. Their style kind of suits the US. So are they going to change because they're playing America, or will they just continue to play the way they usually do?
Dabovic gets inside, and again, unable to knock it in. Taurasi pulls up at the line, and Charles with one of her many rebounds, no doubt that she's going to collect, and scores with a putback.
Again, another forced miss, but Tina Charles, the offensive rebound.
Dabovic spins, gets it in, and it rims out. Butaliha tries to get the steal from Taurasi. No look pass over to Moore. She gets it to Griner, and Griner, if she catches that close to the basket, you can forget about it.
Yeah, I mean, she got so deep, very good in running the floor and sealing, and it was Milovanovic who had to match up with her. She's given up too much size on the inside.
Butaliha for three, and that was an air ball. So a couple of air balls from each team with 3-pointers. One from Bird and one from Butaliha.
Both teams finding their feet. You know, had easy games, really. Well, Serbia had an easy game. US had a victory, which they piled on the points late on, is perhaps harder than the scoreline looked.
Taurasi catches it. Back to Moore. Moore gets in the lane, hands it off to Charles, and that's the problem. You're saying that Serbia want to push the USA out, but USA, it's one thing to try to push them out, but they're not able to cut off the penetration from Moore.
Absolutely.
And finally, Dabovic with the jumper. So Serbia on the board. Taurasi again to Griner, and all she has to do is turn and put it up.
Now, Serbia switched to pick and roll, which is a breakdown, because then it leaves Griner on the inside against Butaliha, which is always going to be 2 points if they get the ball into Griner's hands.
Dabovic for three, and Milica Dabovic can't sink that. And the hand check, the foul call on Milica Dabovic. And Dabovic says, why didn't you call the rake across my forehead on the layup?
And you can see the tactic from Serbia. They're going to try and use that pick and roll there. That's how Ana Dabovic scored, trying to isolate Griner. But they're going to have to make a lot of jump shots to keep themselves in the game here.
And Taurasi misses that one. Now we see Dabovic. Ana Dabovic, she's hit a couple. That's the second one. Puts it back to a 4-point deficit. Now Tina Charles is going to bring it up the floor. Oh, and she lost it. That's why you don't want your big center, the power forward, carrying it. But Charles swats the ball away. She kind of laughs at herself, I think, for losing that ball the previous trip. Boy, Milica Dabovic doesn't have much joy, is she? Butaliha and Griner challenges for the rebound and knocks it out of bounds.
Good work from Hadjikovic. Highlighted rebounding as a key battle. We know the US have such strength in that area. It is a lifeline for them.
Milovanovic misses, but ball fell to Dabovic and then goes out of bounds. Such a tough shot. Such a shot that was off target, but it fell right on top of Dabovic. She wasn't waiting on that to happen. She was just fighting for position down low. Taurasi goes to her right, over to Maya Moore, passes up the three, over to Bird. She passes up the long one and gets inside. And good scrapping there. Hadjikovic. It's Milanovic that brings it up. Hadjikovic into Dabovic. Oh, what a play from Dabovic. Also a nice pass from the center.
Well, the finish was good, but the catch was equally as impressive. In traffic, holding players off. Solid start from Serbia here.
And Taurasi's drawn a couple of free throws on that play.
I'm impressed with the start from Serbia. They look confident. I think, they have a free game here. No one expects them to beat the US. They already won one game in their group already, so they're pretty much guaranteed second or third place and a crossover game. So they can just go out, have fun. Chance to shock the world for them.
Taurasi a slow start from an offensive standpoint, from her lofty standards. Yet the score now she's on there, but when she gets it going, you know what she's like. She can turn it on.
She can score in bunches when she wants to. Diana Taurasi, so talented.
And one of the all-time greats in USA jersey, without question. Butaliha. And throws it off the hands of Milica Dabovic. It's a tough pass to corral there, to collect from Dabovic. But Dabovic not really having her way today. Her younger sister is. Ball rims out.
That's the shot you've got to give up to Maya Moore. She's just so good getting to the ring. If you're going to let her have the ball, you've got to say, let her take some jump shots.
Well, Dabovic gets in the lane and has it knocked away. Now Maya Moore hands off to Sue Bird, and Bird is fouled by Milovanovic.
That 2-on-1 break, Bird and Moore, running at you. What you do to stop them? As we said, we know Maya Moore can finish, she can pass, she can handle it in transition. She makes a perfect pass. Sue Bird, easy layup.
At the line for two, Sue Bird.
It's a 9-6 lead, 10-6 for Sue Bird, who, if you look at that USA bench there, I'm sure they're admiring Bird, who's appearing in her fourth FIBA World Championship for women for the USA, the first USA player to do that. Hadjikovic hands it off to Dabovic. And Dabovic gets in, back outside to Milovanovic, and Milovanovic hits the three. She had a hand, it looked like, for Sue Bird that kind of got in her way right there at the end, but she still made it. That's her first three. Maya Moore over to Taurasi. She puts up a three, and the offensive rebound from Maya Moore. And that's what you cannot give away if you're Serbia.
That's the example of, it's easy to say, very hard to execute. Maya Moore, great athlete, very strong. You can't hold her off.
Dabovic for three, and Bird with the board. Outlet to Diana Taurasi. Taurasi has it knocked away. Milovanovic over to Butaliha. And Dabovic shows us something else, and it's fouled by Brittany Griner. Boy, Dabovic has been absolutely sensational today.
8 points early, she's done a bit of everything.
And look at it's the way she's scoring. It's incredible. I mean, we know about the knee injuries that she's had to overcome, so you have to be aware that she's, this time last year, she was coming out of games at the Eurobasket Women. I mean, she was the slightest tweak, she'd have to leave. So exceptional performance from her in Serbia, trailing just 13-12. And good defense again. The press from Serbia forces the turnover. And Milovanovic left open for the three, missed it, but Milica Dabovic comes in for the rebound. Griner knocks it out of bounds. And much like China did yesterday, it's kind of like Serbia stunned the USA.
This tempo, we said, running against the US, don't know how much success you'll have, but what it's done is it's almost negated the size of the US. Tina Charles and Brittany Griner just haven't got into the game because it's been so quick up and down.
Butaliha for three. Count it! Serbia have taken the lead. Oh no, that was a two. But they've still taken the lead, 14-13.
It's that pick and roll again. They really have identified it as a weapon.
Well, Augustus has checked into the game. She gets it into Griner, back to Charles. Milovanovic trying to keep Charles away from the basket. And Charles travels. Suelen comes in for Sue Bird.
We'll get a replay of this. Look at how many Serbian defenders. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4 you can see in the picture, and then one on the weak side. Pretty much all in the key. That's the way you're going to have to beat the US. It's not the easiest thing, but you've got to say to them, hit from outside to beat us.
Milovanovic sets the pick, rolls, and Simone Augustus knew it was coming. She just picked it right off.
Great rotation,
Augustus pulls up for the jumper. And Milovanovic does a good job boxing out. Boy, this Serbia team's looking confident. Milovanovic for three on target. It's good. It's 17-13.
Great start from Serbia. Milovanovic, she's left open. We know she can hit, but let's not forget this US team's so deep. Second half is where they often wear you down.
Absolutely. And Tina Charles goes in and shows her quality. Milovanovic is, would you describe her as a stretch forward?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, she's not really even a four in many senses.
Or the three.
Yeah, she's playing the four because that's, a weapon for Serbia. But, Serbia haven't subbed yet either. That's the other thing to take into consideration. How deep is the bench? Can they keep this level when they do have to make some substitutions?
Oh, and Griner, offensive foul. She just cleared out.
Number 15 on baseline.
Was it Butaliha or Dabovic? Dabovic. She kind of turned it. I won't say cleared out, but she kind of turned it into and knocked her over. Watch this. Oh, she was just kind of moving into her to set the block. She wasn't set, and Dabovic just kind of ran into her as a collision. Not a dirty play, but certainly contact. Adjikovic. And Milica Dabovic outside to her sister, who steps inside and hits the jumper. Takes it back to a 4-point lead.
Dabovic is on the way to a 50-point game here. 11 in the first quarter. Superb performance from her.
The Griner's out of the game. Ogle McKay in, and another turnover for the USA. Now, that pass was unnecessary, really, for Dabovic. Is that because they're trying to play too quick?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to get an opportunity to score in the break because they know, that's easy points for them. It's a smaller lineup now from USA, so Kajoriema is making changes here. You can see it. This is going to change the game completely. Serbia have just used the pick and roll, stopped and taken shots from the outside. That's where Dabovic has found a lot of freedom. Now, expect the US perhaps to switch or at least hedge on the screen a lot more than we've seen so far with Brittany Griner on the court.
Augustus gets in, he uses the glass. It's interesting, though, because, as I look at this USA team, I see nothing but EuroLeague women all-stars.
Yeah.
So they bring terrific players off the bench. Dabovic gets in and draws the foul.
That was a breakdown again on the pick and roll. Dabovic just turns the corner. No help at all. Ogumike was late coming across, and that meant that she got all the way to the ring.
At the line for two,
Dabovic is setting the new standard tonight for Serbian women's basketball without question.
But let's not forget as well, you know,
we've
talked up Serbia. Not only is it early, you know, Ana Dabovic has 13 points. They're only up 3.
Yeah.
So there's a long way to go in this game. The US experience won't be worried quite yet.
But they're holding it for the last shot here. The first quarter, and it goes to Olga McKay. And Dupree at the line, the area that she likes it. They left a little bit of time. I wouldn't be surprised if it went in the way she's played. She got the backboard. You can see she's having a good time out there. And a little collision with Brittany Griner hasn't knocked her out of her stride. Serbia with a terrific start. They lead at 21-17.
All the way from Istanbul, video big applause,
We see 6 of 13 inside the arc for Serbia, 2 of 6 beyond it, 0 of 3 from the arc for the USA. Serbia, you know, pretty much holding their own right now on the boards. And it'll be interesting to see the turnovers. 7 turnovers for the USA, just 4 for Serbia. Usually you would see the USA forcing a lot more turnovers in a game.
Well, I had written down before the game, Jeff, the key areas for me, turnovers. If you're playing the US and you want to beat them, you've got to try and turn them over a little while controlling your own, you're limiting your own number. You've then got the battle of the boards, which Serbia currently 11-9, they're staying within touching distance. The break, you have to keep US getting out on the break. Make them into a half-court team, hopefully from the perimeter. Only 2 fast break points in the first quarter from the US. And then the last one, the bench. Bench scoring from America because they're so deep. They just bring bodies at you one after the other, and that's what wears you down. At the moment, you'd expect it to be low. Just 2 points from America as well.
Now, when we spoke earlier today, I asked you, what is it going to take for a European team to beat USA? And you just went through some of those. And it's really interesting. You know, we were looking at any potential vulnerabilities of USA. And you said, look at their perimeter shooting from the last Olympics. And the only player to average almost 2 threes a game was Taurasi.
Yeah,
now, it's not something that they really need to rely on to win games. But because they usually impose themselves on other teams.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about picking not necessarily a weakness, but the weakest area of USA.
Yeah.
Because they've got so much strength, they've got so many options. For me, the one thing they haven't shown at an elite level is three-point shooting. Taurasi was the only one that's averaged more than 1 make from the three-point line a game at the Olympics.
21-17, the FIBA World Championship for Women game. Serbia leading by 4, and they get a basket right at the start of the second quarter. Adjikovic, and sticking with that starting lineup, Serbia. Augustus at the line.
But that's what you've got to take away. Simone Augustus, 1 dribble pull-ups right around the elbow. That's like a layup for her. You can't allow her to be in that rhythm.
Dabovic, guarded by McCoughtry. Milica Dabovic puts up a tough shot at the end of the shot clock. Well, you feel sort of bad for her because she's having to take some difficult shots. Her, you know, as good as her sister is shooting the ball tonight, Milica Dabovic has been poor, but she's taking some tough shots as well. Augustus again. Oh, you hit the nail on the head. They cannot allow Augustus.
She's superb player. She's one of those players I talk about. She doesn't have three-point range. It's not a weakness because she's so good offensively around mid-range.
Confusion with Olga McKay playing defense and Dabovic going straight down the lane. Olga McKay tries to set the pick. And she gets blocked, but draws the contact and earns a couple of free throws. Adjikovic doesn't like the call.
Pick and roll play from the US though. Olga McKay had the seal. Adjikovic was trying to rotate back. So it's a good recognition on the pass into her.
Well, the first free throw is good. The second is no good. And a foul called against McCaffrey on the rebound.
First personal foul against Japan and James Rose. Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nin birinci takım foul.
So 25-22. Serbia and guarded by McCaffrey. Oh, and McCaffrey just bumped right into Dabovic. Kind of got the red disc, as they say.
McCaffrey's a player. She loves situations like this, though. This will fire her up. She'll love the challenge of trying to guard Anna Dabovic, of the referee giving her what she considers to be a bad call. She'll love the physical challenge, and there you go. Look, she gets the steal.
And she thrives. She goes right down and scores with the layup and cuts it to a one-point game.
She almost likes to be the villain, I feel like, Angel McCaffrey.
And Dabovic just goes right down again, but this time she missed it with the pressure. And Lindsay Whalen has it with a chance to put the USA back on top. And McCaffrey gets it, kind of fumbles it, gets it back, puts it up, and misses, but Ogumake gets the rebound, back outside to Whalen. USA moving that ball around, and the ball bounces out to Adjikovic. And Butaliha and has the shot with quick hands from Lindsay Whalen.
Take a breather up and down. Look at that. Great kick ahead. Excellent hands from Whalen, though. And the Serbians just packing it in defensively. Got a rebound.
Well, you can see McCaffrey in the left corner of the screen trying to calm her down a little bit. She was upset.
This is going to be interesting. First substitution from Serbia. They've gone really small now with Rad coming in.
Rad is a good perimeter shooter. There's Milovanovic. Puts it up, and it's in.
Well, as well as Labovic is playing, Milovanovic as well. What a great game. 2 threes, now a turnaround jumper. Doesn't mean they can switch a lot, though, Serbia.
Oh, the telegraph pass from, I think it was Ogumake. And now Butaliha just read it. And with Griner out of the game, oh, you see the entry pass and a chance. The foul, the hands, Maya Moore. With Griner out of the game and Charles, I suppose in a way they can afford to put Rad into the game.
Well, the US have had to go smaller because of the way Serbia are playing. Both these two teams, are going to these different lineups because it's a weapon for them or to counteract. For Serbia, by going smaller, what it means they can do is switch everything. So they'll just try and keep big players as close as they can to the basket, try and pack it in, almost have 5 players in the key, and say, yeah, we're going to have mismatches, we'll just push you, we'll just fight, we'll do whatever we can. For the Americans, they've had to go smaller because of the way that Serbia have shot coming off the screen.
It's back to a 4-point lead, some full-court pressure here. And with Radicai, hasn't even come in. She was terrific last night. Just wonder what Malkovich has up her sleeve tonight, how she's going to utilize this bench. Moore puts up the 3, and it's good, but she was wide open.
Yep, I mean, that's what you've got to give up, really. Maya Moore's a great three-point shooter, don't get me wrong. 38% I think she was in the WNBA this year, but, 38% isn't the 55 she shoots from 2.
Milovanovic's attempt is off now quickly. In transition, Lindsay Whalen gets it up the court, has it knocked away by Dabovic. There are 18 seconds on the shot clock. Lindsay Whalen really became an important part of this national team back in 2010. Augustus finally misses, but Dupree gets a terrific rebound. Now, Moore, another 3. It's good. And maybe Maya Moore is answering our questions about their three-point shooting ability.
That's it. When you give it up, Maya Moore can hit. We know she can.
USA back in front. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Dabovic The foul called on USA. Ogu McKay.
Number 13, Policeman Emkad McKay. First personal foul is Japan and James Bronze.
And again, this will be interesting now. First guard substitutions from Serbia. You know, Radike, who was superb yesterday, comes in. Jovanic as well, who was also very good, will step on the floor for the first time.
Dabovic brings some rain and just something else that she's done tonight. She's just having a remarkable performance.
Oh, career night, 18 points in the first half.
Maya Moore, though, her third consecutive three-pointer. Well, if you're gonna,
or maybe box and one, maybe box and one rather than 5 in the key there. Maya Moore doing a tremendous job. That's what she has to add.
Dabovic's pass batted away now. Lindsay Whalen into the lane. Back to Dupree. Oh, she's money from there every time. Candace Dupree, 35-31 now. USA in front, and Radike into the game. Number 4. Jovanovic also in for Serbia. A tricky time here for the European team. Jovanovic tries to get position against Moore, puts up a jumper with the shot clock winding down, and ball goes out of bounds over to the USA. And Marina Malkovich is going to call timeout to try to not lose control here with the tempo. Three-point shooting. 3 of 6 now, USA.
Budi u donjoj liniji, Tamara i Neca samo malo niže,
Serbia's
pa kad
3 of 8.
za nijansu niže, pa kad pređe centar, hvatajte.
Basically his
Idemo čvrsto, 21. God ja kažem.
We said coming in, Maya Moore didn't make many threes because she didn't need to make threes. She is a good three-point shooter, we know that. I still maintain that, you know, it's the only way perhaps to beat the Americans because Serbia are playing as well as they can. They've fought for their lives, they've shot the ball incredibly well, and they're down 4 points. So what more can you do? Maya Moore, she just has that ability to hit, and don't forget, we haven't even seen, you know, Diana Taurasi hasn't made a shot yet. She's spent a lot of time on the bench as well.
Well, maybe we will see him come out to a box and one against Maya Moore. But Dupree, now Charles back into the game for the USA. Augustus and Lindsay Whalen.
It's going to be a zone, it looks like, from Serbia.
Bounce pass to Charles, and she goes in.
Beautiful feed, Dupree, high-low pass. Execution of the highest degree. Charles having another big one already. 8 points, 3 rebounds.
Dabovic. Push against Dupree. Rad. She puts up a 3. And got a lot of rim, but it stayed out. Now Augustus. USA down, or up 6. And Whalen back out, throws it in the hands of Ivanovic. It should lead to a wide open fast break, but Moore comes in and challenges her. And the USA, with the extra hustle from Maya Moore, don't give away any points.
I mean, there's nothing open ever against this American team. Moore chases it down supremely.
But she is without question the best player on the floor tonight for the USA. When she makes a hustle play like that, the Serbian bench looking on. There's Taurasi.
Enter the game for USA.
Augustus comes out, Super comes back into the game, and Lindsay Whalen comes out. So really the second unit was the unit that got the USA in front, and now the starters coming back in. And Moore, a breakdown defensively there on the inbounds for Serbia, gives away the easy one, and it's an 8-point advantage. And USA now starting to get to grips with the Serbians. 3.5 minutes remaining, 12 assists for the USA, 5 for Serbia. Dabovic drives in, draws the foul.
Number 14 on the command, Tina Charles, first person of
It's the game plan again. Pick and roll. Force the switch. US have changed that with Charles switching rather than just being a help defender and then recovering to the role. And Dabovic pulls it out, attacks a mismatch one-on-one, draws the foul.
When was the last time a player going up against the USA women had 19 points in the first half with 3.5 minutes remaining? Make it 20. I just wonder if it's ever happened.
I would be surprised. Well, not very often, that's for sure. Superb half.
Some teams have a hard time scoring 20 points against the USA in the first half. Moore just kind of lost where she was, I think, under the basket, or maybe it's because she fumbled the ball, but it goes back over to Radicaj and Serbia. Radicaj drives in, tries to get the layup. Now to Razi, over to Bird. And it goes to Charles. She passes to a cutting Dupree. Double team. Somebody's got to be open.
Tina Charles is such a beautiful player. You know, she works so hard for the team, so unselfish. Great find from her.
Milovanovic puts it up. Tough shot. And foul called on Rad in there trying to get positions.
First rebound. Japan and team second. Service number 2
.2:15 remaining here in the first half. Moore gets it to Charles and a foul on Milovanovic. And Milovanovic
number 9
now has a couple of fouls.
Second person.
Moore and Charles have been the difference, haven't they? Both of them played very well. Again, we said Serbia played so well. They've hit everything, but they're now trailing by 8 points. And they need a halftime break to come pretty soon, really.
Well, Charles kind of got a break there. Her pass was a little errant. Now Sue Bird scrambles, picks it up right before the shot clock expires, and hits the short jumper. A little unlucky that time for Serbia. But nice play from Sue Bird to make something out of nothing. And a foul against the USA. Holding Milovanovic as she was trying to get through the lane.
At the line for 2, Jelena Milovanovic.
Stop the clock and put Milovanovic on the line. And I suppose really for Serbia, where it seems like the momentum is swung, to get a foul in this situation and put them on the line is something that they'll accept. Kado's going to come in at the next dead ball.
They've been, they only scored 13 points in the second quarter. They've given up 26. So anything will be a help for them. A couple of free throws. Milovanovic has got 11. I mean, Milovanovic and Dabovic have 31 of the 35 for Serbia.
Full court pressure, again, kind of takes a brave team to go out and press the USA. Kurdzic comes in for Milovanovic. Dabovic is on Sue Bird. Charles right at Kurdzic. Turns, puts it up, and wanted to foul, no call. Now Radicaj for Serbia with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Pulls up, takes the shot, and Serbia keep it alive, but Maya Moore comes away with it. And Taurasi drills for the three. The biggest lead of the game now, 11 points. Dabovic puts up a three. Nope, it was almost on target. Got a lot of rim, and the USA, having trailed for much of the half, are going to go to Moore again. And Dupree was challenging Kerns there from behind. Radicai just traipses in and gets the layup.
Hesitation, dribble just sold the fake.
And a technical foul has been called on Gino Auriemma. Well, that's interesting. Did he want to travel?
No, a moving screen, I think.
Moving screen,
yeah.
okay.
That's what I saw him say to the ref. So, good opportunity for Serbia. Get themselves back into this game. They've just scored. They get the 2 free throws and a possession. So, a potential 6-point swing for them.
So Auriemma is talking to the ref. And Carol Callahan going up, said, "Coach, easy now. Come away. Let's don't get another technical. And Dawn Staley, you've made your point."
All three of them stood up, didn't they? Alarmed. Coach Auriemma knows what he's doing. No, I don't think he's going to.
He does, but you know what? His team is in complete control, and you don't want to welcome Serbia back into the game here. Radicai. She faces a double team. Ball is knocked out of bounds with 10 seconds on the shot clock. 20.8 seconds. Auriemma gives the mean stare of the referee. You can see them standing near each other. Dabovic gets free. And Taurazi with the rebound. Now USA presumably will hold it for one. Sue Bird holds up for one. Taurazi goes to work. She puts up a three. Got it! And Kato gets it off just in time, and she hits the three. Can you believe it? Well, what a finish to the first half. All credit to Serbia. All credit to Taurazi. All credit to Auriemma for giving us another talking point there. That was interesting, getting the technical foul. Look at the release from Kato. Now, I don't know if they're going to come over and look at that. As often they will if it's close, but USA, having trailed a long time, turn on the style here in the second quarter and take a 49-42 lead. Well, 5-9 from three-point range in the USA. That's kind of what got them out of jail. They started hitting some jump shots.
Maya Moore, those 3 threes, then Taurazi hits one as well. Moore and Charles have been the difference for me. Superb play for them, and just individually, just too good for Serbia in that first half, really. Despite 2 individual performances from Serbia of the highest degree as well.
Well, without question, Moore, an exceptional player for the USA, and Dabovic has just been outstanding for Serbia. And I have to say, the play that I remember more than anything else in that first half is Moore chasing down Jovanovic from behind on defense and preventing the layup. That's what, you talk about a complete player. The complete player that Maya Moore shows it with that extra effort. You see the leading score for both teams. It's 49-42, the USA at halftime. 49-42, the USA have taken the lead against Serbia. We're at halftime, and you know, it's just like last night against China. It hasn't been easy for the USA in the first half. Serbia coming out and just getting an exceptional performance from their starting five, and especially Marina Malkovic, the coach there. She's got to be just thrilled with the performance of Ana Davidovic, who had 22 points. Milovanovic as well, showing her experience, helping Serbia, you know, kind of weather the storm, so to speak, against the USA. But also the USA getting terrific play from Maya Moore, whether it's been in transition, whether it's been the three-pointers, whether it's been chasing back on defense and stopping Jovanovic for that fast break. You know, USA may go on to win this title, but I'm sure that now the way they've had some problems in the first two halves against China and Serbia has probably given some teams some hope to say, hey, we can go out and knock off the defending champs.
The other way of looking at it is also giving the US something to play against. You know, they've had to adapt and they've proven they can do that. So, you know, we talked about them coming in. Do you give the Americans haven't proven they can hit the three-point shot? They've done that today. The Serbians have come out, they've isolated on the pick and roll. They've said that's the way we're going to beat you. We're going to use the pick and roll. We're going to try and go at the fact that Griner is big and, you know, not particularly mobile. She is mobile for a player of her size, but may struggle in that area. So the Americans went small, they went quicker, they matched up with it, you know, and they've matched everything that Serbia has thrown at them. You know, can Serbia play better than that first half? They've scored 42 points against the Americans. They've had someone have 22 at the half, and yet they're down 7.
Well, it's the same thing with China. You know, they really couldn't have played too much better than they did in the first half. You just have to tip your hat because, listen, folks, the USA has proved over the years they are just in a different class. Australia gave them a really tough game in the semifinals at the last Olympics, but for the most part, you know they're coming out to run you out of the gym. And Serbia came out and really played well in that first half.
The Americans have so many weapons, as we said, 12 players deep. Everybody gives something to them, and it means that whichever way you choose to beat them, they can counter. If you're beating them on the inside, they can go big. You're beating them on the perimeter, they can go small. You're playing quick, they can go quick. You know, they've just got so much variety and versatility in the 12 players.
Lloyd, it's just really exciting for me living in Europe and seeing this Serbian team develop over the past year. You know, this is a team that lost its first 2 games last year, and they came really close to bowing out of the Eurobasket in the opening round, and they beat Latvia. And from that point on, they've kind of been on a roll. They got to the semifinals, they qualified for the World Championship, and now here they are and making the most of it. You know, they win their opener against Angola, and here they are against the USA. It's 49-42, the USA against Serbia, the FIBA World Championship for women in Istanbul. And Maya Moore comes right out and puts up a 3. Davidovic, Milica Davidovic just can't seem to get on track tonight. Ball goes out of bounds over to the USA. And pass to Griner. And you can't give the USA second and third opportunities to score. This is where they were buried. And Davidovic reaches in. Must have heard me talking about it. Goes in and makes the layup.
Great consistency from Davidovic. Really just doesn't give it up. It's the steal. Finishes that opportunity.
Ryan Moore passed up the 3 that time, but steps inside, and good job from Milovanovic boxing out.
And this is the lineup from Serbia that lived with the US and got the lead. They just had to take it off at some stage.
Milovanovic over to Davidovic, and Davidovic not there, but Milovanovic was there for the rebound.
Smiles around for the Serbians.
I can tell you right now, the people in Belgrade, Novi Sad, all those places, they are sitting up and taking notice of this performance by Serbia because they are putting Serbian women's basketball on the map. Without question. Maya Moore thinks about it. Now goes inside to Charles, turns. What else? Efforts.
Yeah. So smooth. Catches, squares up. Defense was good, had a hand up. Couldn't do anything more though.
An unsportsmanlike foul has been called against, I think, Diana Taurasi, and Adjakovic is really in some pain there. I don't know.
The wrong angle from where we're sitting. It would be the left forearm, left elbow of Tarazi to watch out for. Did she raise it?
Oh, she really caught her with that elbow. Diana Taurasi's. That's the line. Getting physical. Fighting through that, trying to fight through that pick. You can't raise your elbow and go to somebody's neck. I'm sure it wasn't intentional. So Diana Taurasi with the unsportsmanlike, and Ajakovic gets her composure, makes the free throws. Dabovic gets in, and boy, Brittany Griner standing there like a tree, and pass. Dabovic hustles and gets it in bounds to Mila Vanovic. Mila Vanovic over to Dabovic. Bounce pass into Ajakovic, who goes up and almost makes it. Seems to have recovered from the elbow.
Number 12, Monique
Here they are, down by 3, and again, Taurasi picks up the foul.
Camera's gone to Taurasi because she fell over. She was slow to get up, on this left-hand side of the court. That's right in front of us. She seems to be okay, but that's why she couldn't recover before getting a foul. She was on the floor.
She's saying it must have been the last foul because quite clearly she committed the unsportsmanlike. Nothing but climb.
In the game for USA,
She's going to feel that when she wakes up in the morning. You can see she's still feeling it, and Taurasi comes out. And I think that's a smart move from Moriema to get her out of the game. Charles runs the baseline, and a foul call on Dabovic.
First personal time in Japan at James
What's this? We're holding Simone Augustus. They got tangled up there. 51-50. Charles trying to inbound it. And full court pressure here again. Now Sue Bird beats the pressure, gets it to Simone Augustus. Bird gets it to Griner, and all she has to do is turn. Griner.
Very good low post play.
Absolutely.
Defender was in front. She forced them up, made the lob pass even easier into her.
Buteliha over to Milovanovic. Little spin move and picks up an air ball there.
So you could just see her shuffling the feet, moving the player up the lane, opening up the pass, which we know Sue Bird is very capable of making.
Griner passes back outside to Bird, and Bird buries the three.
Everyone's making threes now, aren't they? American Sue Bird, she has range, she doesn't look to shoot very often.
Lloyd, somebody has sent a note down to the bench that says, Lloyd Gardner says USA can't hit threes because that's all they're doing right now. Dabovic moves into the lane, back outside to assistant. 5 on the shot clock. Milovanovic, that's a long three off the front of the rim. And Augustus hustles to get inbounds to Buteliha.
Can I just clarify? I didn't say they couldn't shoot threes. I said if you have to pick a weakness, perhaps that's the right one. Don't want the Serbians blaming me for the Americans hitting all these threes against them.
What you're saying is perhaps if they don't do something as well as they do other things.
Yes.
That's what you mean.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Typical journalist, twisting your words. Dabovic gets into the lane, over to Ajakovic, and Ajakovic misses, but Alicia Dabovic
they need to hit jump shot here, Serbia. That's 3 or 4 in a row they've missed. You can just sense the Americans turning the screws. Look at this 4-on-2.
And the foul, and it's going to be waved off, and the charge is going to be called on Maya Moore.
That's something that might get the Serbians going.
See the replay. Maya Moore comes in.
Second personal foul in Japan at James
I sense some sarcasm coming from Coach Oriema as he's applauding and saying good call to the official. And I have to say the Americans may have been harshly done by on that one. I'm sure Dabovic had position.
Dabovic for three. Dabovic.
They needed that. You could almost sense the game starting to flow towards the Americans.
And Italy reaches in and takes it away. Now she races up the floor and puts up a tough runner. And Serbia pulled to within 56-55. Sue Bird over to Charles. They get it inside to Augustus and she gets blocked. Goes out of bounds. Blocked by Ajakovic. He's really growing up in this game.
Excellent defense. Look at this. Ajakovic comes over, straight up, make sure she doesn't foul. That's the most important thing. Excellent block from her.
He's just 23 years of age, Ajakovic. So Charles now tries to have her way. She travels. And Oriema not liking that referee right now.
It's a good call, though. First look, I didn't think it was a travel. Seeing the replay, absolutely spot on, though.
That's what the coach looked at, and he'll realize it. Dabovic, another three, off the front of the rim, and Griner with the rebound, and she's being hounded and fouled by Milovanovic.
Griner picks up. She goes to make a pass, and two Serbians jumped at her, trying to get the interception. Look at this. Griner has it. Look, two of them all over her.
Milovanovic comes out with 3 fouls, and Rad comes back in. Gets it over to Sue Bird. They get it across midcourt. The Serbian defense really causes problems, doesn't it? And it's taking time off the shot clock for the USA. The ball goes off of Griner's hands and back over to Serbia.
An excellent response from Serbia. We thought at halftime perhaps that was it. They had their run. Look at that move from Dabovic.
Well, they are making the most of their opportunity right now on the big stage. And Dabovic has a chance to put her country, her team back in front. Griner didn't like that call. Dabovic makes the first.
14-7 third quarter so far. Really have held the Americans in check. Just 7 points in 5 minutes for them.
And they've taken the lead. So now into Griner. Oh, look at that move from Brittany Griner.
It's one of the rare occasions she's got it, and Serbia haven't been able to double or crowd her out though.
Butaliha, little runner. Got it up quickly so it wouldn't get blocked. Now Maya Moore goes the other way, lays it off, and the USA move back in front by 3. Dabovic. Butaliha. Ajakovic. Boy, goes up and Griner swaps it. Now Maya Moore again brings up the midcourt. And Rad reaches in and commits the foul.
Number 15,
the impact of Brittany Griner on the inside. She got beaten, but recovers, gets a huge block, and Maya Moore off to the races. Serbia have to foul, or it's going to be a layup.
Charles over to Lindsay Whalen into the game now. And Moore being harassed to get it to Whalen, who drives in and draws the foul.
Number 10, second personal foul.
That's what's good about Lindsay Whalen. She comes in, has been on the bench, and she attacks the basket. No doesn't defer to anybody else. She sees the opportunity and she takes it.
And all of these American players do a very good job of complementing each other, playing within the role, playing with the system, not being too selfish, but at the same time, when they have the opportunity, knowing what their strengths are and how they can help this team. Whalen, usually a facilitator. She's not an offensive threat because she doesn't need to be. There she has the opportunity. She takes it, like you say, and draws the foul.
Radicai come into the game. And Dabovic.
USA,
and again, it's 40 minutes. You have to do it for 40 minutes against the USA. And these Serbian players playing a lot of minutes.
Well, for the first time, Ana Dabovic has had to go to the bench, get some sort of rest. Just at the same time, Milanovic is there as well.
Brief pass couldn't be collected. And I think it's Rad goes in. She couldn't quite get it. That's an opportunity that goes begging for Serbia. Now Moore, her pass over to Augustus, and Augustus can't make it. Moore's follow, Charles's follow can't either. How many follows are they going to get? Now Milica Dabovic gets the contact, and there'll be a couple of shots.
Number 11 on with Candice Dupree. Second personal foul in Japan.
How in the world did the USA not score after getting so many opportunities?
At the line for two, Milica Dabovic. İki serbest atış kullanacak. Entering for USA, Amerika Birleşik Devletleri. Oyuna giren oyuncular. Number 8, 8 numara Eşman Country. And number 20, 13 numara Kante Okomeke.
A lot of second unit for both teams. McKay in on the inside with Candice Dupree.
Which gets it back to a 4-point deficit.
And for Serbia, where's the offense going to come from? It's going to have to be Milica Dabovic, I think, without her sister on the floor.
Whalen gets in, nowhere to go, but makes it. And can't really fault the Serbian defense for that, but Whalen knows how to get the contact and goes up and has a three-point play opportunity.
It's like we just said, she's not a scorer, but Lindsay Whalen knows the pressure's coming. She has the opportunity. If she can score, it means the pressure is taken away. Serbia may drop back a little bit. It's a great guard play from Lindsay Whalen, scoring when she has to.
She just looks zoned in. Lindsay Whalen with USA on top by 6. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dabovic goes up, has it knocked away. USA thought she may have gone up and down, but offensive foul. Najkovic trying to box out Ogumike.
Number 11 over Valentina Najkovic. Second personal foul in Japan.
Radicai comes up on Whalen. Now McCoughtry. Her pass too hard to handle, maybe, from Ogumike.
In the game for Serbia.
Runs back down. And coach comes out. Markovic now will see her for the first time, I think. Marina Markovic. And I haven't seen Jovanovic yet in this half. Radicai. Passes back outside to Milica Dabovic. And she puts up a three after Augustus kind of fell down while she was trying to play D, and then gets it back to a 3-point game. Well, she had the struggles in the first half, but boy, Milica Dabovic has really found her rhythm here in the second. And Markovic, who's just come in, takes the ball away. Radicai over to Butaliha for 3. That would have tied it. Augustus with the rebound. Quickly up ahead to Ogumike. Oh, that's an unsportsmanlike. And that's a little too hard.
number 12, 12 numerem.
Marina Markovic, there's no question that was a sportsmanlike.
I don't think so.
Well, just
Endine Fortier, Claudio Comunique. İkisi de beşler
Ogumike, rather. It could be a physical game as we've seen tonight from both sides. Can it?
And impressive from Ogumike to get up, knock down the first, knock down the second as well. She must have taken a hit.
She definitely took a hit
In
on the
the
head.
Serbia Sırbistan'da oynayan oyuncu number 14 numara Anna Dabovic.
Leha comes out for a breather and Dabovic comes back in. Anna Dabovic. McCoughtry gets into the lane, puts up a tough shot. Ogumike battles for the rebound, gets it, but then throws it out of bounds. Trying to get it.
Çok sırası Sırbistan'da.
How long Griner will stay out, because it seemed like she was kind of getting the grips for the game herself. Foul.
Number 8,
It's been such an interesting game. You look at the scoreboard. In the first half, Serbia played so well. If you didn't have the scoreboard, you would think they were up a lot, but actually the US stuck with them. And now, the game feels like the US have almost taken control. Yet you look at the scoreboard, Serbia very much in the game. A couple of shots here and there. They're maintaining. They're sticking close. They're keeping within touching distance. All they have to do is stay within 4, 6, going deep into the fourth quarter. And the way that both Daboviches are playing, they're definitely within a chance of winning this one.
Absolutely. I think probably the biggest upset in international basketball, women's basketball, that I could ever remember. Dabovic. Now, Ogumike gets it back over to Whalen with 1:05 remaining. Everybody on the edges of their seats right now. McCoughtry floats in, misses the layup. Whalen gets it back in to Dupree and calmly gets it back to the point guard, Whalen. Markovic on Dupree. She switches on to Whalen. And that's a tough shot from Ogumike. Terrific play from her. And now Dabovic, Alicia Dabovic, and she had the shot she wanted. USA with a 5-point lead and the ball. Whalen. Dabovic comes from behind and fouls Whalen.
Number 13,
So that means free throws for Whalen.
So close for Serbia on both ways. Dabovic had the layup, she blew, and then look at this. She was very close to getting the steal just at the right minute. Whalen just kind of turned her body, not knowing that Dabovic was there, and that's what drew the contact.
At the line for 2,
Ogumike comes out, will serve break as well as McCoughtry. Tina Charles back into the game. Tarazi also comes back in. Lindsay Whalen makes the second free throw. She makes one of the 2 free throws. Markovic comes out. Ivanovic. Markovic delivered the hard foul. Maybe not a bad player to have when the game gets tough. Now, Ivanovic over to Radicaj, Turnjic on the baseline, and Lindsay Whalen. They took that shot too soon. Whalen gets in, puts it up, and USA get the rebound. And how in the world, how many times have USA come close to scoring, right? That's correct. They haven't been able to put it in. So the third quarter buzzer the sounds. USA still leading at 70-64 over Serbia.
All the way from Istanbul, represent you, B.A. Density.
USA, stats for the USA and Serbia. You can see each team has hit 6 threes. USA dominating now on the boards, 43-19. But they've only got 9 second chance points compared to 4 for Serbia. And it's really bizarre to see the 19 turnovers for the USA and just 9 for Serbia. Serbia's defense is the factor here, which has helped kind of stabilize things for them.
Yeah, well, it's been
a helter-skelter game.
Yeah, been uber aggressive, really tried to force the action and got into the faces of the Americans, which has bothered them at times. Usually that's what we see the other way around. The Americans defensively turning teams over, causing them to have problems. You know, you talked about the rebounding. At the end of the half, 24-14. So that means it's a 19-5 third quarter on the glass in favor of the Americans. Huge discrepancy there, and you know Serbia at one stage had held the Americans 7 points, I think, with about 6 minutes gone. You know, the Americans started to find their feet offensively, and they only lost that quarter by 1 in the end.
You know, Gino was talking last night about how they missed a lot of shots against China, and I'm sure he's going to be saying the same thing tonight, because we've seen them get a lot of offensive rebounds and just not be able to score with the putback.
Yeah, I mean, Tina Charles is 5 for 10, which is uncharacteristic for her because she doesn't take a lot of shots on the perimeter. Even Maya Moore, who's been superb, she's not shooting 50%, she's 6 of 13. So, yeah, uncharacteristic misses from the US. They haven't played at their best, that's for sure. They haven't played badly, but Serbia,
don't take anything away from Serbia.
No, absolutely. You know, Serbia, of course, caused the US into a few problems.
70-64, the USA on top of Serbia here at the start of the fourth quarter. Tina Charles on Ajakovic, and Augustus guarding Ana Dabovic. Tarazi on Milica Dabovic. Now the switch leaves Dupree guarding Dabovic. Ajakovic goes in and takes a tough shot. Now Lindsay Whalen pushes the ball up the floor. Radicai into the game for Serbia. Passing to Tarazi in the corner. It's good. Tarazi time. It usually happens at some point. And that three-pointer takes it up to a 9-point advantage.
Tarazi moves to 10. Great play from Whalen again. She was the one that threw the pass. And Tarazi wide open in the corner.
Referee calls the foul on Augustus.
Second personal penalty, Giovanna James Burrows. Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nin birinci second foul.
Milivanovic finds Ajakovic inside, and she scores, even though Tina Charles is coming right up for the block. Now Tina Charles puts up the jumper, and Milivanovic almost lost it. Boy, Augustus has come out active here in the fourth quarter.
Augustus is going to guard Ana Dabovic as well. Is that matchup?
Ajakovic sets the pick and creates the switch, and then Ana Dabovic puts up an air ball.
And that's the shot she made in the first half when they led.
But she's only got 2 points in the second half. She had 22 in the first half. Charles spins on the baseline. Ajakovic, the scrap, and look at the point guard for the USA come away with the rebound, and then she gets it knocked away. So praise for both Whalen for her tenacity, as well as Dabovic for not giving up on it. Radicai.
First personal penalty, Giovanna James Burrows.
Serbia's first turn of the quarter. Charles comes out, Griner comes in for the USA. Oh, spin move from Lindsay Whalen. One of the plays of the game right there.
Oh, what an introduction. Oh, what a spell for Lindsay Whalen. 8 points now, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. She's done everything. He has stepped up in this second half.
Radicai puts up the jumper, and Brittany Griner outlet to Whalen. And Whalen has to bring it back. She finds Simone Augustus underneath, and USA now extends their lead back to 11 points.
Yeah, Lindsay Whalen takes it out of a double team, finds a little bit of room, and a bullet pass from one corner to the other. Very hard to do.
Anadabovic. Oh, beautiful play from Dabovic. I thought she was going up with it. She saw Milovanovic. She just handed it off to her teammate. Ooh, what is it about Serbia and USA when they get together? Simone Augustus. Dupree. Augustus misses. Dupree knocks it out to Milovanovic, who hands it off to Milica Dabovic. Now Milovanovic. Milovanovic puts up a soft little turnaround. Well, they're having a good time because they know that nobody would have given them a chance tonight against the USA. And Serbia have really underlined their status tonight as one of the top teams, the emerging teams in Europe. Brittany Griner goes in and is fouled by Djokovic.
Whatever happens in this final 6:30, as you said, Serbia have showed their intentions on this tournament, you know, and have to be talked about perhaps up there as a medal contender now. They've gone toe-to-toe with the Americans. They played well, but you know, the question marks coming in the inside force. They've showed that, you know, Djokovic has played very well, and they have the ability to play a game that negates the inside power from the other team. They've shown they've got the one-on-one ability with Milovanovic and Anadabovic as well.
You know the part about Brittany Griner that really I'm impressed with? She has got a soft shooting touch, doesn't she? She has got wonderful hands. And she is just so graceful out there, isn't she?
I mean, she's a tremendous player, very skilled. As you said, a great touch, great hands, takes everything in.
She's also got a great sense of humor. Last night, she offered a comment in the press conference. It was really not a long one. She goes, there you go, that's short and sweet, just like me. Well, she's anything but short. Milica Dabovic. Now Anna. Off the rim. Ryan Moore with the rebound.
Those big minutes starting to affect the legs of Anadabovic. I think last couple of shots have come up short.
Well, they'll have a couple of days to get ready for their next game against China. Taurazi gets in there and earns a trip to the free throw line. I mean, you've got to really tip your hat to this Serbian unit. The majority of these players have played a lot of minutes.
I mean, they were lucky last night. They were able to rest people. No one more than 26 minutes last night. And actually, the person that played 26 was Nevena Jovanovic, who doesn't play a lot or hasn't played a lot, only 4 minutes in this one. So they got rest into the key performers. And that meant they could play big minutes today. They knew they'd have to.
You know, going up against the USA, they're going to find that extra inspiration, I guess. Extra bit of energy you need to go up against the defending champs, the #1 team in the rankings. Dabovic handed it off to Djokovic. Coach is really developing, and Dabovic again is showing her best here again in the second half. Bird trying to escape the attention of Radicai. Now Taurazi puts it up, and a three-pointer. Really, it's remarkable. Taurazi really not much of a factor at all in the first 3 quarters, and she's just kind of taken over here in the fourth.
Such a beautiful stroke, Anna Taurazi. Every time it comes out of her hands, you think it's going to go in.
Dabovic, that's an air ball from Dabovic. And Marina Malkovic calls timeout. 5:12 remaining. USA leading it 84-72.
I da im ne damo ni jedan lagan koš da daju, da se namuče za svaki koš, a ne da im poklanjamo neke sad lagane poene, što im nismo dali celu utakmicu. I da šutiramo golove, da mašimo zicere, umesto na siguran način ovo sad Milica Paza dići gole na ziceru.
42.
Maybe not many people in the USA
42.
know. Offensive.
We're going to run it away from D. Be on that board. Away from deep.
What, down?
We're going to run flare. We're going to run flare. So, Brittany, you're screening down here. Okay, for Maya. Maya, when they guard you this way, just pop out to the corner. You catch it, throw it into Brittany. Listen, we catch it here. Candace, you're setting a flare for D, and then you're slipping.
She knows how to prepare a team for a big game.
Well, I mean, credit Serbian women's basketball isn't at the level of men's, but in recent times, you know, it's started to get better and better, and that's the same time that she's been, you know, in charge of the Serbian national team, helping push it forward. So, you know, we're looking at Maya Moore there, double-double, 15 and 10. Very productive performance for her, but you're absolutely right, Marina Markovic. And Serbian women's basketball really starting to establish itself. Remember, this is just their second World Championship after participation in the 2010 one, where they finished 12th, let's not forget.
Yep, foul.
Number 14 will look like
Foul on Hannah Dabovic. But I think what you need to remember is that Serbia last year, that's their third foul. Last year, nobody expected them to get to within sniffing distance of the FIBA World Championship. Ajakovic gets the rebound off the Taurasi miss. Lehigh gets in, and a bit of a crazy shot there. But, you know, she's taking it under pressure. USA chasing back on defense. Dupree bumped by Lehigh. Basket's going to count. So, three-point play opportunity for Dupree.
Breakdowns both ways for Lehigh. She pushed it on offense, which was great. You know, she tried to get to the basket, has to realize it was going to be a poor shot, and then here just missed the matchup. She was supposed to be on Candice Dupree, or she was supposed to be trying to switch out of it, but didn't communicate very well, and then gave up the three-point play.
And what's been a close game throughout, USA now on top by 15. Milivanovic over to Dabovic. 4 on the shot clock. Dabovic goes up against Griner, puts up a very tough shot. And Moore, the baseball pass up to Taurasi, who scores, and now the lead is 17 points.
The athleticism of the Americans there. Griner challenging the shot, moving laterally. And then the outlet from Maya Moore and the finish from Taurasi.
Dabovic and Griner hustling, almost forcing the turnover. Dabovic passes over to Lehigh for a three. The USA almost come up with a steal, but it ends up leading to a three-pointer. Or was that a two? No, yeah, it was a two, excuse me.
I admire the tenacity of the Serbians. Sticking with it, continuing to play their game.
Well, that pass almost went in the basket.
You can get a reset on the clock because it hit the ring as well.
Oh, gosh. Two bird, 3:12 remaining. Lehigh. Now, Taurasi left open. That's a mistake. Three-pointer.
As I said, it just comes so smoothly off the fingers for Diana Taurasi. Sets the feet. She's now got 5 threes. And so Taurasi and Moore have 8 between them.
It is it's a testament to how brilliant she is. As you see Milivanovic go in, stay with it. But Taurasi could not be a huge factor in this game. Yet, in the fourth quarter, she takes over and has 20 points. And Griner blocks the shot, knocks it back. So Serbia going to have 12 seconds on the shot clock, and they want to call a timeout and discuss the final 2 minutes and 26 seconds. They're trailing by 18 points. So I think the comeback now is unlikely, but they don't want to lose their composure here.
No, it's no way. Well, they've played so well in this game, they don't want it to turn into a blowout, so when people look at the score, they don't really give them the respect they deserve. they deserve to have a close finish here, even if it is a loss, because through large stretches they play very well. But as we know, this US team just keeps going. It just is relentless in its approach, offensively and defensively, to whoever it plays against.
Really, the rebounding gap just keeps widening, keeps growing for the USA. 51-25 to the fans, USA fans here in Turkey. And Taurasi has the 20 points. Now, just looking here, she had 7 points through the first 3 quarters, so she's got 13 points in the 4th quarter, Diana Taurasi. And that is a team high. Anna Davidovic, who had the 22 first half points, has got 24 now, so she has a game high, but I wouldn't put it past Taurasi passing her the way she's going right now. Davidovic puts up a shot to line, and Griner kind of lost it. She was trying to get it to Taurasi. Davidovic, touch pass over to Milovanovic, and Brittany Griner, so tall. And again, a second straight turnover from Griner, and Anna Davidovic puts it off the rim.
Last 3 shots all short for Davidovic. Griner's ahead of the pack. She wants it. Seabird's going to pull it out.
Bird shifts to her left, gets it to Dupree, and Dupree, her shot no good. Maya Moore almost came up with a steal. Anna Davidovic to Butaliha, who knows she's not going to go up with Brittany Griner there. And Davidovic into the corner to Butaliha. And now all the Serbians look like they don't have their legs. Brittany Griner has, just thinking in terms of block shots, she's got 2 blocks tonight. Seems like she's had more. Taurasi over to Dupree. Soft shot, stays out, but followed by Maya Moore. And I think when you look back at it, you'll say that Maya Moore probably was the key player for the USA. Even though Serbia came back, you know, when things got really difficult in the first half, she was the one who kind of took control.
And that's when she hit those 3 threes, wasn't it? She's got 17 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, Maya Moore. Absolutely everything.
And Davidovic with 40.7 seconds left. Taurasi comes out of the game. Dupree comes out of the game. Brianna Stewart comes in.
Number 10, Brianna Stewart.
Also, Odyssey Sims. Lacey Whalen comes in for Sue Bird. It's a shame we didn't get to see Brianna Stewart play tonight, but that's how it is when you play with USA. You could be the top player in college basketball in America, and you're going to have a hard time getting into the game, especially if it's a close game.
That time will come.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see her play some big minutes in this
Number 10, World Championship.
So 20-point lead here for the USA, 94-74. Remember, at the end of the 3rd quarter, the USA only led 70-64. And Milovanovic looks for space, puts up the 3, and the shots aren't falling now for Serbia. Griner over to Whalen. And Maya Moore. Over to Whalen. They're going to run their offense one last time. Brianna Stewart keeps it alive, and now I think USA will probably just hold it. And that's how it finishes. 94-74, the USA win by 20 points. And I'm sure Oriana is telling Malkovich, great game. I'm sure Malkovich is saying great game as well to Coach Oriana. It's been entertaining stuff. 94-74, USA winning. They stay unbeaten, clinch their spot in the quarterfinals.
1, 2, 3. USA! Najbolji! Serbia!
Well, you can see the looks on the faces of the Serbians. They believe they've come out a winner tonight, even though they've lost 94-74, because they really came out and made the USA work for their victory. But you know what? We've said it before, we'll say it again. You got to be able to do it for 40 minutes against the USA. And in the end, they win by 20 points. 9 of 16, 56% from three-point range for the USA. You know, can they do that in every game, I wonder? 58-26, that number just kept growing and growing as the game went on. The 21 turnovers for the USA, well, that didn't help them because points off turnovers for Serbia were 25, so they scored 25 points off those turnovers. And there you see Taurazi leading the way, and Anadabovic had the game high for Serbia. 5 steals for Butaliha, and Greiner with the 2 blocks, but she and Anadabovic each with 4 turnovers. Taurazi, Moore, Greiner, the top scorers for the USA. Anadabovic, Milovanovic, and Milica Dabovic led the way for Serbia. Rebounding, Moore with the 12, Milovanovic with the 9, Greiner had the 10. So Maya Moore tonight was terrific overall. So this is how it stands, Lloyd. USA 2-0. They booked their spot in the quarterfinals. Serbia will play China now to determine second place and third place. They'll both be playing in crossover games. USA will start, no doubt, as heavy favorites in their last game against Angola. That'll be in a couple of days. Thanks for watching, everybody.
USA! 1, 2, 3! USA! Najbolji! Serbia!